Hello, Jacob Rees Mogg is back in the news. He is in the process of defending Gavin Williamson. Yes, go Gavin, go. And Gavin Williamson, he said, who has been found wanting, who has been found guilty of bullying, who has, by the independent panel, not by the Commissioner of Standards. He says they got it right, the independent panel got it wrong. And Gavin Williamson has accepted blame, and he's apologised. He's going to take a course. He's going to keep his knighthood, which I think is extraordinary. But Jacob Rees Mogg says that this is fundamentally wet wipe territory. Good choice of words there. He also says very clearly that he thinks that bad language, what he calls Anglo-Saxon language, of course he's wrong. When we're thinking of Gillian Keegan, she's not using Anglo-Saxon words, she's using High Danish words, which don't come into the English language until about the 15th or 16th century. He says he's in favour of politeness, not of bad language. Bad language, he says, is a failure to use English correctly. I am entirely in agreement, though, you know, I do think there is a place for bad language, particularly with satire and with humour, if you want to make a particular point, and it's ridiculous to go through life pretending that such language doesn't exist. It exists. Lee Anderson has made a sort of showcase of it. But we've now got two people, at least, in government who are showing us what that bad language can be. Lee Anderson and Gillian Keegan. One is praised for it. The other, who uses the same language, is told to apologise. Well, I don't understand entirely. But, you know, Gavin Williamson was considered rude, unhelpful, unpleasant, all of that. But then Rees Mogg talks about the spat that Williamson had with the chief whip, with Wendy. And he explains that the chief whip is the person with whom power and patronage resides. Power is determined by the chief whip. So nobody, certainly no backbench MP, now this is the big problem. No backbench MP is more important than the chief whip. The chief whip controls everything, controls who you speak to, when you speak, how your relationship is with your own constituency. And she controls the patronage. She is the root of all power in the parliamentary party. And although there are some rules and laws now against bullying in Parliament, they are very much about the abuse or misuse of power. So Rees Mogg says you can't abuse or misuse power if you are being rude to the person who wields that power. If that person is more powerful than you, you cannot be accused of being a bully. I think this is a specious argument. Two reasons. Number one, because of gender, and number two, because Gavin Williamson is not an ordinary backbench MP. Where are you going? Where are you going? Gavin Williamson is a former minister and himself a former chief whip. So he knows exactly how this game is played. He's the man with the tarantula. You're going for us a walk around. Okay, we'll talk later.